Hi everyone, welcome back to Live Darts. We are here at the Modus exhibition here in Grantham. We've got the Dutch destroyer Vincent van Voort. Vincent, all preparation for the World Championships now?
Yeah, that's it. I mean, we are 2.5 weeks away, so the only thing in your mind is your first match on the World Championship, and it's exciting and great.
See by your smile, do you still get that same buzz, that same excitement that you always have around the Worlds?
Yeah, it's just a special tournament. Normally I can bring something extra when it comes to the World Championship, and I'm just really looking forward to play there. It's just, yeah, you can't compare any tournament to that one.
Do you still remember the first time you went to Alexandra Palace? There it is, on top of the hill at Muswell Hill. Just a very awe-inspiring venue, isn't it?
Yeah, it was great. The stage was so big. I was not used to that, but I played yellow class. A 3-2 match, still go to the last leg. I think I got 9-10 darts for the match against me, and I beat him. So, yeah, it was a great feeling, great moment for me.
Last year it played well there, but just didn't quite. Chris Davey played very well against you in the last 32. But your form is very, very good, and probably better this year than it was last year.
I think I'm in a better place now than I was last year or the year before, and then I came to the last 16, last 32. But it's getting more difficult to go further in the tournament. I'm just going to try my best, and first things first round, and then after that we see further.
It's a tough first round game as well against Keane Barry, the young lad from Ireland winning the Tom Kirby Memorial. He's quick, isn't he? So this could be you're both lightning pace, so this could be blink and you miss it.
I have to be honest, I've never seen him play before. I don't know what he looks like. So, but I heard some stories that he's a big talent. He's someone for the future. So, I have to take him seriously, of course, and show him the respect that he deserves, because he's in the World Championship. So I will give it 100% and try to be better than him.
Going into the Worlds, how's the knee? Obviously, because we know you had a problem, you had to pull out the Grand Slam qualifiers because of it. Is it all good now?
It's not great, but it's we're getting there. We have a lot of physio, a lot of things we do about it, but it's not perfect right now. But I can play with it, so it's not going to bother me. Lots
of changes in the PDC as well. We know you've been very critical of the Euro Tour qualification criteria last year. It's changed. Is it better, but still not perfect in your opinion?
It's 100% better, but it's not perfect. No. I know that commercial side takes over sometimes, and they need some German players in, and then they need something. But some of the cards are ridiculous, I think. But in all, it's a step in a good direction.
Is there an easy way to solve it?
I think there is, but then the PDC is not looking at what's best for the players. They look at what's best for them. So they want to have so many openings that people can go in halfway as well. But in my opinion, Q School is in January. If you want to join the PDC, go in January to Q School and try to qualify. And not halfway the season by going to some qualifiers that you go into Euro Tours and play there and nick money from players who actually have a tour card. So I think that those numbers are wrong, but it is a step in a good direction.
Is that frustrating as a player that certain nations do get a leg up because of commercial value?
Of course it is. It is all annoying when you look at it as a player. They don't look at players. They look at what's handy for them, and that makes it very difficult. I mean, in my eyes, you can't call darts a sport anymore. It's just who you get liked the most, get into some invitational tournaments. I mean, Barry Hunt done a great job. He created the Premier League and the World Series, and everybody wants to be in there. So if you're not in the top 4 of the world, you have to listen to what Barry says, and if you say anything critical, you're not in there. So he controls everybody, and he done a great job, that's for sure. But sports, in my eyes, should be about the best players, not about who you like the most.
Dutch Darts as well says goodbye to Raymond van Barneveld this month. His book has come out only in Dutch at the moment, but obviously we've had some English translations. There's some very controversial stuff that he said. Ill-timed and not needed?
I have to be honest, I didn't read the book yet, so I heard some stuff, and some things I think, well, that's not handy, and sometimes I thought, okay, you're very open and honest about it, but Ray is Ray. I mean, sometimes he talks too much and he says too much stuff that isn't right.
I know, obviously, you said you haven't read it, but you and Michael seem to get mentioned a fair lot about not texting him when he announced his retirement. Is that slightly petty?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's not like he's quitting immediately. He's gonna when he announced it, he's gonna quit in more than a year. So, and if he thinks that a problem, yeah, that's his problem.
That aside, just what did he do for Dutch darts back in the early days?
Oh, I mean, he done a great thing, right? Yeah, but in 1995, he went to the final. He lost to Richie Burnett, and then it became darts a little bit bigger. But then in 1998, he won it, and all of a sudden, everybody knew who Raymond van Barneveld was. So on tournaments in Holland went from 150 entries to 1,000, 1,500. And Dutch Open went to the roof and everything. Everybody starts playing, and all the local leagues had so many more teams. And he done a great thing. That's for sure. But he has to realize that's in the past, and now we are with new people, and life goes on.
Maybe not in Holland, but maybe the way he's acted and obviously his book and everything like that. Has it tarnished his darting legacy, perhaps?
What do you mean?
Has it tarnished the way people look at him? Maybe not in Holland, but certainly the darting public, because he was always known as Barney. But now, moaning all the time, the way the book is, do you think it maybe dented that a little bit?
I hope not, because he's a legend. He's one of the greats who ever played the game of darts. But it's a little bit like Phil. Last year, that wasn't Phil. He was Phil. He was ready to retire, but he had to play so many tournaments. And Phil was not himself last year, because I knew Phil from 2007 when I came over as somebody who was disciplined. He was just basically with winning games, and now all of a sudden you saw a totally different side of Phil. And with Raymond in his book as well, he's just constantly negative, and that's not. I don't want to think about him that way for the rest of my life. I just want to think about somebody who's done great things for us, for our game, and. So in a way, it's a little bit unlucky.
Back to modern darts, the rivalry. We've now got a proper rivalry in sport again. Gerwyn Price is pushing Michael to his absolute limit, and do you think that'll bring the best out of Michael at Alexandra Palace?
I think so, yeah. I mean, in every sport you need rivalry to get better. I mean, it was good that he lost against Gerwyn in the Grand Slam, because then he knew in the Players' Championship finals he had to do something extra, and he came away with it because it was close again. So he knows that he's not, when he plays normal game, he can win against Gerwyn Price, because he's quality. And he's good for the game, because his reaction, everything, his controversy, everything around it is good. It's good for darts.
Vincent, it's an absolute pleasure talking to you as always. We'll let you get back to the practice board, and thank you very much as always.
Thank you, man.